Hello! Yes, it's me, Ghost Critic, back again this week. And it's been a very strange week for me. For some reason, this stat was quite daunting for me to begin starting reading. I mean, there's 8 comics to get through, and I'll do my best to fly through them, so I don't take up too much of your time. But my God! I just kind of looked at the stack and went, I didn't know there's too much stuff coming out. I had to say no to 2. There's no Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1 for me. There is no new #1 Superboy. He put them in my list, but I went no. I'm not bothered. Don't want to know. God help me if I'd had to get those 2 as well. Anyway, let's kick off. We'll start with what I picked up from the DC 52 because my head with it is all over the place. Let's just get into it. Legion Lost #1. I don't know. I read this and I don't know. It was confusing, it was muddled, it was just kind of like a car crash of an issue. I was looking forward to this. And thought it was going to be kind of sci-fi, time, space travel, and all I got was crash landings, big green ugly monster, kids crying, people might be dead, and I just don't know. I don't know who any of the characters are. Every time someone mentioned someone's name and I thought, well, who the hell are they talking to? Which one is which? It was very, very messy. As with all the 52 titles I'm picking up, I am willing to give the first story arc a go, and then when I decide, and then at that point I will decide yay or nay whether I'll be picking them up. But not a good start for Legion Lost. Would not recommend picking this up at all. New reader friendly? I don't think so. Right, if I remember correctly, this new 52, it's about a relaunch, yes? This is going back, okay? They've said they're keeping some storylines. It's not a complete reboot, it's what they're calling a soft reboot. But hello, Green Lantern #1. Now, by no means a bad comic. It was very, very good actually. Jeff Johns still writing stellar work for the Green Lantern title. But this could have easily been the next issue of the old series. There is no sign of a reboot for this story at all. And this is what I don't get. This happened in, probably, including this, 3 of the titles I picked up. This hasn't been rebooted at all. This hasn't had the soft reboot, soft relaunch, whatever you want to call it. This has just picked up straight from the old Green Lantern. Not a bad thing. But come on. I mean, how are they going to align this with this? The Green Lantern from this, and we all know Hal Jordan is gonna get his ring back. That might be 5 years in the past, but 5 years on from this does not equate to this. What can I say? As a comic, it's really good. Hal Jordan is clearly having trouble going from being the Green Lantern and being just a normal human being now who has to pay rent, who has to travel on buses and take cars and such like. He hasn't got a job. The whole Cowell and Hal Jordan relationship friction is back again. which is nice. But I just don't get the whole relaunch, reboot kind of deal with this. This is going to be DC's downfall. They are going to have to do one hell of an explanation for these comics and where they stand and why they stand where they stand. Because at the moment, as great as it was, does not fit with the New 52. This also kind of goes with number 1 of Batman and Robin. Again, not a bad comic in the slightest. A very good comic, in fact. A nice kind of opening story arc, showing us the new relationship between Bruce Wayne as Batman and Damian, his son, as Batman. But, again, there's pointers in this issue that shows us this is far from a reboot, a relaunch. Damian himself throws the line in that, you know, Batman doesn't trust him, our Bruce Wayne doesn't trust him, but Dick as Batman trusted him. He even got Dick's trust, so, you know, that only happened like a couple of months ago. That, it's very, very frustrating and very confusing. Again, not new reader friendly at all. What have we got anyway in this issue? We have a new character called Nobody, who seems to be sucking the life force out of random people, but, well, a version of a Batman at the start. Batman doing his yearly anniversary visit in Crime Alley, all very touching, and of course the cold-hearted Damian Robin saying he's a sentimental idiot who's going to get himself killed and should be a little less emotional. So yeah, Tomasi, Gleason, nice little setup there. I'm interested to see where this goes. Full of action, worth a pickup. Finally, for my 52 pickups, it's Batwoman. Finally! Now this one I can kind of let go in the whole, I'm annoyed that this isn't really being rebooted, because this has been written for months and months and months, and clearly because of the 52 it got held back and held back and held back. So yes, the story is beautiful, the artwork's fantastic, it's very creepy, it's very chilling in parts. The relationship between Kate and the detective, it's very sweet, very endearing. Definitely a good pickup for sure. And that is it for the DC Comic 52. You probably already realised this, but have we all been looking out for that hooded woman? Yes, the hooded woman from the end of Flashpoint 5. She's been in every single issue, number 1 issue of the new DC reboot. I only found out because of Dark Avenger told me in one of his videos, or I would never ever have spotted this. But I've been looking out for him. It's a bit like Where's Wally for DC Comics. It's brilliant fun. Anyway, moving on, we have a few Marvel titles, and this is where my mood kind of lightens up somewhat. We have Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, it's issue 669 and it's part 3 of Spider Island, and it's another fun, great issue. Again, wonderful drawings here by Ramos. Lovely versions, you know, we've got Anti-Venom in there, good old Spidey, we've got Reed Richards, and we have a fully mutated Shocker, which is just fantastic. You know, this idea of all these people getting spider powers, it isn't over. We're on to stage 2. Again, full of intrigue, full of mystery. Why hasn't Mary Jane got the spider powers? She's just standing there doing nothing. And the reveal of the person who is behind the Jackal, who's pulling all the strings. And if I think I'm right in saying this lady's name may be Adriana. Very, very excited as always for Spider Island. Slot writes a really entertaining read. It's just a page turner over page turner. You cannot wait to get on to the next one. I love it. There's nothing wrong with this title at the moment. There's nothing wrong with the story or the art. It's almost perfect. Daredevil issue 3, and not as good as the last 2 issues in my opinion. I think they wrapped it up very quickly, to the point where I can't believe there's another issue next week. So bit disappointed about that it got wrapped up, but we had the whole Claw story, the backstory of them explaining who he was, why he's here, why he's all insubstantial. We have Foggy putting his foot in it, but by putting his foot in it, taken Matt in a whole new direction in regards to his lawyer career side of life. So yeah, the artwork's still lovely. Just a bit rushed for my liking, but Daredevil, Mark Waid, he's doing a nice, light, entertaining Daredevil. Very low on darkness, very low on introspection. We're taking him to new heights. Finally for Marvel, it's an Uncanny X-Force, and we've got issue 15, and it's it's chapter 5 of the Dark Angel saga, and can this get any better? Can it? I think it just did. We have the world being enlarged, throwing in an egg or two, and we have civilization growing and growing and growing at an exponential rate. So yes, we've got Deathlock coming into his own, taking down the four horsemen of the apocalypse in some rather violent and bloody ways. Where's Wolverine in all this? I've forgotten where he's gone. Very much a Phantom X and Deadpool for us good guys kind of issue. And we have a celestial death seed at the very end that needs to be implanted. Where? Oh dear. Great work as usual by Remender, artwork by Apina. Fan-bloody-tastic. Definitely a pickup. And finally, it's the Unwritten Vertigo line. It's number 29, and that cover's just lovely. Nice pulp, crime noir type of cover there. Just beautiful. What can I say about this? It's still solid writing from Mike Carey. What can you do? I don't know really how to big this up any more than I have previously. It just plays with the idea of literature, the word, the written word, the idea of magic within words. I just really dig the title. It might not be for everyone. I would recommend it hands down to anybody who said, pick me a Vertigo title. I'd give them this. I'd give them Fables. So yeah, not much more else to say about it. It's great. Go pick it up. And that wraps it up. I'm sorry that video was so scattered and it was so, for the most time, incoherent. But I don't know what it's been about comics this week. It's flipped me for a loop. It really has. That is me out for this week. Up there you can subscribe if you've not subscribed. Down there you can give it a like, and you can write a little comment as well. I think that's what I'm going to be doing mostly for this video, is replying to all your comments and saying something a little bit more intelligent than I have now. Anyway, goodbye. I will see you soon. Take care.